Is Calvin, and he is from Edmonton, Alberta. Calvin brings fresh energy to the real estate space, providing a modern day experience with old school principles that stand true to today. With over a decade of personal real estate experience resulting in over 100 happy clients, he specializes in investment real estate in this investment real estate space in Edmonton and the surrounding area. With expertise and focus on cash flow properties, fix and flips, and creative real estate. Welcome, Calvin.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to do something very similar to what Mike did, and my video didn't work. Oh, that's so embarrassing, Roland. I had like this really cool video that was like a presentation, and it totally fell flat. Anyways,
I like the color. It's good.
You know what? You just froze it. All good. So I'm going to do something very, very similar to what Michael did, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a teaser. And I'm glad that Chris brought up the BRRRR strategy, because my teaser is of the BRRRR strategy. So why don't we jump right into it? So I actually think one of my clients is watching right now. So he's probably high-fiving the screen that I use this as an example. This is a property that closed last week in Edmonton. It is a bank foreclosure. And so I work with a ton of clients from Vancouver, Toronto, in markets that are a lot hotter than Edmonton. You look at our market, it's very similar to like the Saskatoon market, where our cash flow numbers are very, very achievable, you know, with $350,000 purchases, $300,000 purchases, even condos, which nobody wants to get into because insurance just sucks. But we're going to use this as an example. So he bought this property for $462,000. So duplex, both sides. And the intention is to add basement. Is that a question from somebody? Okay. I thought I was just getting like a roaring applause for like how good my first 30 seconds was. So this one with the BRRRR strategy, obviously when you're investing from a distance, and I think 99% of us that are on this meetup right now are probably outside of Edmonton. The guests I invited are probably here. So you're probably asking yourself, you know, do I want to do a BRRRR strategy? Is that something that's safe to do out of province? It is, as long as you have the right team. So that's something that I can definitely help you with to make sure that you guys feel confident with certain projects. So I'll give you guys a basic rundown. And before we purchase any type of BRRRR property, it's always important to get an understanding of what the ARV is going to be. And not just the ARV that I'm going to tell you, but it's the ARV of what appraisers are going to tell you. So I've reached out to a couple different top appraisers in the city, and they estimated the value of this property after adding 2 legal suites around $700 to $725. And he was saying conservative. We had 3 different quotes for renovations. The average cost for renovation is about $70,000 because the basements are already completed. Now, all we have to do is add the kitchens, pretty much. So we'll go back. So the nice thing about this one is I wanted to touch on a couple different points. A, the purchase price, how achievable it is. B, the ability to do a BRRRR. And for you guys that can do the math, the only thing I missed on here was the holding costs, because we want to calculate the holding costs during that period of time in which you're doing renovations. The nice thing about this property is you can rent the main floor as you're doing the renovations for the basement. And so if you guys want to do the math, you guys can see how much equity is unlocked just by adding about $70,000 of your own capital. So you're seeing a really good equity drawn out of the property, which you can use for your future projects. A property like this for cash flow, because I know everybody in here loves cash flow, you're looking at about $1,400, which is pretty solid. If you were to buy this property turnkey, it's exactly the $700 to $725. And the cool thing, which I think you could probably do anywhere, is rent out the garage. So you got a nice big triple detached garage there. We have the ability to rent out each one. The going rate's about $150 per bay. So that garage alone, you're looking at $450. And you know, maybe we turn it into 3 separate living quarters. If we were in Vancouver, I would, because all you need is like 300 square feet to call it a house. But let's move on to the next slide. So that's just a basic taste. I have this really cool video that I recorded just for all of you. And Roland, based off the performance so far, I'm guessing it's not going to work. So I'll have to like reenact it. This is my this is what I'm going to present to you guys. So this is an off-market turnkey fourplex. This thing is a mammoth. This thing right now is, it has 4 separate titles. So every single unit has a separate title. The builders loved balconies. Can you guys tell? They really like balconies. So there's a balcony for every single level. This property right now, each townhouse is rented out for $1,300. They're asking $1 million for the full unit. And we'll go on to the next slide. Built in 2007. So what do you guys get for a new build? Well, you get a maintenance deferral. So you're always going to pay a little bit more if you're looking for that maintenance deferral. So you're still going to see decent cash flow, but it's always a balance. You know, if you want the maximum cash flow, you're probably not buying close to brand new. These ones are all turnkey units. There's essentially 3 stories to them. They're seeing 1,300 plus utilities right now, 1,400 square feet per townhouse, which is pretty good size. The gentleman that is renting it out right now, he's just renting it out for the sake of renting it. His goal back in 2000 was just to sell it. Him and his partner had a dispute. They ended up renting it out. His partner's now out. Now they're able to sell it free and clear. The going rate for rent is about $1,450 for these units. I think if you go on rentfaster.ca, I'm not sure if you guys use it as a reference. It typically is low, but it's an example of what you can use for what you can get for rents anywhere in Edmonton. Each one's 2 bed, 3 baths, video tour. So this right here, guys, this video should be this picture should be a video. I actually did a walkthrough and I was so excited to show you guys because it's like super nice inside. You know what? I'll just send you guys out videos if anybody requests it afterwards. I'll probably throw the plug in like Chris did. You can reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you'd like. This is the pro forma for that property. So let's go ahead and take a look. You'll have to take your put your glasses on because the writing's pretty small. And it's actually missing the cash flow because the bottom of the screen got cut off, but or the total profit, sorry. So I always add in things like the vacancy, repairs, all that stuff as well. Management fees, 10%. If you were to look at total profit, you're hitting just above $1,000 a month. If you guys remember what I said in regards to rents, we're about $150 light on each side. So you have the ability to unlock about another $600 in potential rent. So what should this profit be, net profit be? If you're not tapping into your reserve, you're looking at about $1,600 a month on $1 million investment. And you have the ability to be able to sell off each unit down the road. So I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. Hopefully you guys like that. I'm so sad that the videos didn't work, but I'm sure I'll get over it in about 10 minutes. So thank you guys for having me. If you have any questions, let me know. And it was a pleasure to present to all of you. So thank you for your time.
Calvin, are this fourplex, is it with the separate titles? Is it like right now a new buyer could buy the entire fourplex and then sell it off, or are there steps that are missing?
No, that's exactly right. Yeah. So essentially the goal would be, and that's what I wanted to present to you guys, is essentially one full package. And then you have the ability to sell each one off as you go. So it just makes it a little bit easier, makes your exit strategy, gives you more options.
And in this market that we're in right now, in your world, the seller's not choosing to sell it separately because it's still better as a package, but in the future it might change.
It's convenience for him. So if you were to sell it off per unit, he could sell it for more. He could get more than an average of $250 per unit. He just wants to take the money. They're taking their money into commercial. Retail businesses, a lot of them are on sale right now, as you guys probably realized in your communities. So he's looking at completely pivoting his approach in the investment world, taking it out of residential real estate and going into like restaurants and that kind of stuff. So
cool. Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you.
I told my assistant to get rid of your videos because it was already such a sharp presentation.
All right. All right.
But